Alrighty, so today we're going to be talking about the post-anniversary sort of stone guide. Where can we be getting stones? How are we going to manage our stones moving forward now that the anniversary is sort of on the fading end here? And when I mean fading end, I mean that we just no longer are going to be having summonable LRs coming out and stuff like that. We are sort of in the extra content, right? The Party X being the summonable Daima Vegeta. Nothing too major in terms of like, oh, you know, we're going to be getting like a new rarity Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or something like that here at the end of the anniversary. So I figured now would be a great time to go over sort of how we are going to be managing and acquiring stones now that we don't have a banner that we need to be dumping all of our stones into, right? So if this is your first year playing Dokkan, right, this video I think is going to be extremely helpful for you if you're coming back after a very long amount of time and you're not used to the post-anniversary process. I would recommend that you stay for this video and you watch it all the way through so that way we're all on the same page on what we are trying to do in terms of acquiring stones. So the baseline thing that we need to go over, right? Dokkan does not want to be your friend, right? They don't want to help you acquire stones and be smart about them and stuff like that. The objective of the game is to get you to spend your stones, right? All the time, all day, every day, they want you getting stones. They want you getting frustrated when you don't get anything with your stones, and then they want you buying more. So when the first thing we need to go over is you do not need to summon on every single new banner, right? You look at this banner right here, and there are some good characters, right? Daima Goku is great, Glorio is great, right? This Vegeta's okay, and these guys are great, right? But that does not mean you need to go all in and dump all your stones into this banner, right? I think that is kind of the first thing that we have to go over. Being responsible with your stones is the easiest way to sort of have continuity, stay without the game throughout the whole year, or stay with the game throughout the whole year and build your way up to the next major celebration, right? I think that the next major celebration that we should be looking to spend a lot of our Dragon Stones is going to be Tanabata, which is going to be coming at the end of June. So we shall see, depending on what comes out with Daima and stuff like that. I think that's really important, but let's go ahead and go over some basic methods that we could be potentially looking at in order to get stones. And these are going to be pretty simple, right? The first and most important thing that you need to be doing throughout Dokkan, right, like when you are not just like trying to get every last stone out of the game, is you need to be going over to the growth tab and making sure that you are doing your dailies every single day. Now, I know that might sound basic. You need to be logging in and playing your daily stages, right? So this one, not a daily that you're going to have every day. This one, not a daily that you're going to have. This one is a daily that you're going to want to have. So you want to play the Whis event every day, you want to do your Roshi event every day, and then you want to potentially just use your boosts on like a quest mode stage every single day, right? Shouldn't take you any more than 5 to 10 minutes, especially if you are doing the 35-6 method. This is just a one-phase fight. You just want to use your boost on this, and this is going to help you acquire stones in a very slow but steady format, right? Getting stones every single day. If you save for like 100 days, you save for 200 days, whatever it may be, you'll be surprised at the amount of stones that you have, right? This is just sort of the baseline stuff that you're going to be doing if you do not have like outside of just like campaigns, celebrations and stuff like that, with like panel missions and other things like that without events getting updates. That is going to be like the easiest method to doing so, but there are going to be other methods for gaining stones. I'm sure that most of you watching this video are familiar, but if you're not, make sure you clear out quest mode. If you want to do it slow over the course of time, you can do so. If you want to do some other things, right, like story events and other things like that, you can potentially do that, and you will also be acquiring stones, right? You want to make sure you go to the bottom and make sure that you see if you have all of these completed. So you guys can see I'm missing a Daima stage, but I'll go ahead and get to that at some point. It's just 2 stones right there, not the end of the world. Training in the Clouds, this isn't going to be here anymore, and then these are going to rotate out when the anniversary is over. So one thing, make sure you get all of these done, farm up the characters, all that fun stuff. That's going to be an easy way for you to get stones. The next thing that I want you guys to take a look at, if you have not completed these, are the Hero Extermination Plan and then the Evil Power Strike Back. So there's 2 versions of this, right? And these are going to have specific conditions on the stage. So if I go to like stage 20, is this going to have an example for me here? If we go to stage details, it'll say only super types or those who could be Z awakened into super type may attempt. So you need to have all the super types and stuff like that. These are actually a really easy way to get stones, but you are going to have to have like 1 or 2 teams built for this specific event. So that's going to be a pretty easy way to get stones. Now, something that I don't really talk about too much, but you definitely should be doing as well, is making sure you are clearing out these super strike events. Now, these are going to be changing via typing almost every single day, or every day at reset. These will be changing. So you want to make sure that you're trying to get as many of these done as possible. It's a super easy process to farm. You go to stage 1 and then you just kind of follow the missions based on what you need to do. And then you can go ahead and farm those characters up. And that is going to be very easy stones. The process for this one is actually super streamlined now. It used to not be this way, but they've made the missions a whole lot easier to get these characters done. So make sure you are farming up all of these when you can, and that is going to be a super easy way for you to acquire stones. So that's going to do it for the growth and story portion of this. Let's go ahead and move on to more specific events. Okay, so when it comes to doing the challenge events, right, clearing missions and stuff like this is also always going to kind of just come down to a player-to-player basis, just depending on the amount of characters you have and stuff like that. But one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is after the anniversary, allegedly, I would imagine that these are done being updated. So like Battle-Hardened Formidable Foes, these are like a lot of these stages are not going to be getting new events, right? These were anniversary events. So with the anniversary being over, these are just going to stay the way that they are. But there are going to be a few difficult events that end up changing, right? And these are, you guys can see I don't have all of these done right now, just because this account isn't fully done, right? This is the global, the JP, these are all done, but that doesn't really matter. One thing that is going to be changing, potentially, are category missions that could be added to some of these older stages, right? Maybe a Fighting Legend Frieza gets a new category mission, and then you want to go do that. That's going to be 5 stones right there. Just depends on the campaign, right? These ones could potentially get new things, right? A new intensifying fight stage. And you're going to see that a lot of these events have like different ways to acquire stones with category missions and stuff like that, but I'm trying to get down to like sort of the nitty gritty, if you will, right? Like Fighting Legend Vegeta, these ones every once in a while, like maybe like once or twice a year, get new updates to their missions. It's not very common. But one thing that does get consistent updates during celebrations is Extreme Super Battle Road. These stages are definitely not too bad, especially if you can build the category team. You guys see right here, these are just going to be based on certain categories, right? So if you need a low-class warrior team, right? Like any of these categories, if you've been working on them, you can go ahead and do these, and these are going to be giving you 7 stones apiece, and they typically tend to be updated during major celebrations, or not just regular celebrations, right? So it'll be like the winter campaign, or so like one that's coming up is going to be like the spring campaign, right? We're going to have Golden Week, Saiyan Day, and there's a good chance that we're going to get an update to Extreme Super Battle Road. We'll be getting a stage there, maybe like once a month, maybe twice a month, right? And these are going to be ways for you to get stones. So in the meantime, what you want to be doing when there aren't major celebrations going on is working on these category teams, cleaning out the your item box and stuff like that, and making sure that you have your characters all Dokkan Awakened, Super Attack, Link leveled, all that fun stuff. That way you can go into these stages and get those extra stones. Something else that we need to look at is Infinite Dragon Ball History. This is one they love putting out during major celebrations, right? You guys can see here, we got Dragon Ball heroes, bosses, peppy gals. It all just depends on, so like, let's just tie these together, right? This one came out during the Toppo celebration. This one came out during the Roshi celebration. This one came out during Heroes, right? Miraculous Awakening, I don't remember which one this was tied to. Oh my goodness, I don't remember. What celebration did that one come out with? I really can't remember off the top of my head, but just know that they come out with celebrations, right? So like every once in a while, you're going to get a new stage of Infinite Dragon Ball History that's tied to like a new Dokkan Fest release. So like example, if we had more Daima characters, I could see them doing like an Infinite Dragon Ball History versus like Daima characters, right? Like you could bet your bottom dollar in the future there's going to be one where we like fight all the Tamagamis and we fight Goma and stuff like that, right? Maybe Dr. Arinsu or something like that with like Majiku and Do. Who knows, like that could definitely be a stage in the future, but this is going to be a very good way for you to get stones, not only if you are just waiting for new celebrations, but what you can do is go back and clear some of these category missions, right? You guys can see here, I still have some stones to be getting on the Zero to Hero account, and that is going to be a way to do so. So all of these stages are going to have specific conditions for clearing, and then also you're going to want to build them with category teams. So what you should be doing is going in here and trying to do the category missions for your first clear, but if you can't do that, just go ahead and come back to it later. So this is going to be a very good way to get stones because this event is being updated all the time, and it's a very easy way for you to get dragon stones. Looking at Fighting Legend Goku, sort of the same thing. This one hasn't been touched in a while though, so it's not a guarantee that this one is going to have an update, but it is always in the possibilities. Now, Super Battle Road, right? This one is also a very easy way to get stones, and this one is updated all the time. You guys can see I have most of the stages cleared. There's just like a few that I have not done yet at this point. Just like I think it's like just clear them like a certain amount of times, and I just haven't really done that yet on the global. So clearing out Super Battle Road stages is going to be another very good way for you to get stones. So you want to go ahead and build these teams. Some of these are super easy, like Power Beyond Super Saiyan. That's a very easy category to build. Battle of Fate's really easy. Entrusted Will, Accelerated Battle, Bond of Friendship is a little bit tougher, but Time Limit, stuff like that. Some of these teams are extremely easy to build, and that is going to make farming stones a very easy process for you. So you want to make sure that you are getting done as many Super Battle Road stages that you can get done, and that is going to be extremely helpful as well. Now, sort of the last one for the challenge tab. This one is actually a bit interesting because it ended up working out in the favor of the player for the 10th anniversary, where we typically get a boss rush, and this is always going to be like 35 stones at the beginning of the anniversary. But what the 10th anniversary did a little bit differently is they did not give us a boss rush, and we ended up getting more stones, so I wouldn't call it like a shaft by any means. But where this does end up being a little bit of a problem for newer players is this is a super easy way to get stones, right? You don't need like a crazy team to do this. It's just Dokkan events. I'm pretty sure like just the free-to-play Saiyan Saga team that you get at the beginning can just clear this out no problem. But that is going to be something to keep tabs on. Eventually, we will get a new boss rush at some point during the year, so that is going to be a nice 35 stones for you. So that is really easy to do. If you have not done these yet, make sure that you go down. When people ask me how to get stones on like streams or in the comments, this is always like one of the first things I say to go do. Make sure that you are running to go do boss rush, and that is going to be extremely helpful for you. And before you know it, you're going to have a ton of stones, right? Just doing all of these things, right? Now, with this tab, like I said, just doing category missions and stuff like that for all of these different events is always a way to do so. But I'm sure a lot of you watching this video, this is your first time playing the game, right? And you have not gotten around to doing all of these stages yet. So challenge yourself, right? Make sure that you are playing these and getting them done and trying to do the category missions as well as you can. And even if you can't do the category missions, the beauty of these events is they are always up, right? I'm not losing sleep over the fact that I don't have this one done yet, all the way done, or these all the way done yet. These ones hurt a little bit more because they're better orbs for anniversary characters, but it is what it is, right? So you want to make sure that you are getting this stuff done and doing your best to do so over time, right? This is like kind of the good thing, because right now, this is a post-anniversary stone guide. So you don't need to go in and clear all this today and rush to get these banners summoned, right? Or summon on these banners. You can take your time, right? We are going into a phase where I'm going to be doing should you summon videos, and a lot of the time is going to be like, no, I don't think you should summon on this banner. With the anniversary, it was a bit of a different format where I told you guys like, hey, you should probably summon on this banner first because I think it's better, right? This is a different time where it's going to be a little bit more focused on like, you should be saving your stones and prioritizing, right? If you guys don't know, the way that Dokkan works is it is on a very predictable schedule, especially now that we are synced. The only thing that we can't predict is what is going to be in the celebrations, but typically what we can predict is the timeline for the celebrations, right? So the way that it typically goes, we'll just talk about the major ones in this for the sake of this one, for the sake of this video, but we start with yearly anniversary, right? We go to the Saiyan Day after the anniversary. We go Golden Week after Saiyan Day at the end of April. Saiyan Day is March 18th because of the way it's pronounced. We lost the cord there for a moment. That's not good. 1 second. Okay, so after Saiyan Day, we go to Golden Week. That is the end of April. Out of Golden Week, we go into Tanabata, which is going to be the end of June. Then once we get out of Tanabata, we are going to be running into the Worldwide Download Celebration, which is at the end of August. Then we sort of take a bit of a cool-off period, and then this is sort of the build-up into the anniversary, right? Typically at the end of October into November and stuff like that, we have Dragon Ball Heroes, but that's no longer going to be a thing. And then we end the year with the New Year step-up. So that is sort of like the schedule for every year, and those are like the major times that you potentially would want to spend your stones. Now, with Daima, that is going to make things a bit interesting this year, and it's going to be tough to say how they do like the major Daima forms and stuff like that, where they're going to be tossing them in. Are they going to be part of Worldwide? Are they going to be part of Anniversary? Or are they just going to be relegated to regular Dokkan Fest? We do not know just yet. So the last thing I want to go over for stone farming in this specific video is going to be your Extreme Z battles. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know about this stuff now. You can see I still have some to catch up on myself. Again, I main JP, so it's already done over there, but over here is a little different. But what you want to start working on, if you have not done all of these yet, a lot of these are going to stay available throughout the year now. That is going to be a major change going forward in terms of like how you're going to be clearing these and stuff, right? So make sure if you have not done all of these yet that you want to do so. It's going to be an extremely easy way for you to get stones, right? It's extremely lucrative in the amount that you can get by the end of it. You guys can see almost every time I'm scrolling over one of these, it's just another 30 stones, right? So one thing that you can potentially do, this one is a little bit more hidden in here just because it's so buried now compared to how the year goes. Where are you at? Right here. This one is a bitch. I'll be honest with you. It's Dokkan All-Stars. You can do 999 stages of this, but I believe in total, when you're done with it, it gives you 300 stones. So if you have the time and you have the patience to do so, go ahead and knock yourself out. It's basically like just going through the history of Dragon Ball and stuff like that. You start back at OG Dragon Ball and you end with the Tournament of Power. So that is where you're going to be at. That's a super easy way for you to get stones. And there you guys have it. So what I want you to take away from this video, right? There's three major things. The first thing is you don't need to spend all your stones whenever you have them, right? We need to stay disciplined and we need to start saving. When it comes to summoning on a banner, let's just say for an example, you are a huge Diamond Vegeta fan. Like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta for you was the pinnacle of Diamond. You're like, this is the coolest thing ever. Vegeta Mini is just your favorite for some reason, for whatever it may be. I'm playing an example here. What you should do is, if you're gonna summon on this banner, and I can't tell you no, you're not hearing it, right? What you should do is get a copy and then stop. We are no longer in the period of banners like this where the value is just insane, and I recommend you go back in, right? You get the character you want, you stop, you're good, firm handshakes, and you have what you need. So there you guys go. That was sort of my post-anniversary stone guide for you. Let me know down below how many stones do you have left after the anniversary. What do you plan on summoning on? Are you excited for potential diamond releases in the future? All that fun stuff. So I appreciate all of your guys' support during this anniversary. The channel went from, I want to say, around 14,000 subs to over 22,000. So, you know, not quite doubling, but, you know, we did go up substantially in size during this anniversary. So I greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys for all the support, and I hope you continue to stick with me here. We are coming up on a year straight of uploads. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.